covered with water, impermeable stuff in the heat of West Africa, which is a lot like here in the summer. Humid and hot. You don't have a lot of time to work. So this is very involved, very funny system, and you have to have a methodology that you have to practice so you don't make mistakes. A monitor. All right. The other thing is you want to write out instructions specific to your gear and how you're supposed to do it. And you run through it to make sure you get it right. And you don't sort of deviate. So the idea is he follows it out, and the two people sort of put on the gear, and they expect each other to make sure they did it right. Right, cool? All right. Now, if you think about it, since I have a warm, cold, and hot zone, the idea is you basically want 2 layers of water impermeable clothes that you can sort of peel out. So when I'm coming out, I peel out one clothes, decon, pull out another. See, so I'm sort of like peeling out 2 layers of clothes. All right. Usually I like to wear, some people wear 2, a lot of people wear 3 gloves. And the last pair of gloves, like if you're working and you get blood, you can just sort of take them off and keep rechanging that 3rd pair of gloves when you're inside the room. All right. So, let's do 2 groups. Pair up. She's like, oh. All right. All right. So here we go. This is going to be slow because I'll have to walk you through it. So y'all need, and usually have a list of supplies. So everybody's going to need 2 pairs of boots. Let me just put down the microphone and give everybody their supplies.
Right now, so they'll say out the direction, and I'll sort of comment on the furrows in each direction. All right, so one is you usually have things here. All right, say it.
I like this. The first step. It's remove personal clothing, undergarments, and jewelry.
You know. Yeah.
Yep. So you don't want, remember, anything that goes in that room doesn't come out. Usually you have to burn or incinerate it. So you don't want to be wearing your Sunday best in the room. Right? You don't want jewelry poking through gloves and stuff. What's the next one?
So the next one is step 2 is don or wear the disposable long sleeve scrubs, socks, and impermeable footwear.
All right. So when you're really doing this, there's actually scrubs that are long sleeve, that are water impermeable, that sort of the water beads up on them. Scrubs and tops. So when you're going in there, you're sort of going in with some, nasty tennis shoes, socks pulled over these like scrubs, and these sort of long sleeve scrub tops. We're just going to simulate that they have that on today.
So step 3 is assemble and inspect the PPE items.
All right.
And you have the complete item. Then number 4.
Now this becomes really important with PAPRs. Those PAPRs, you have to check battery power, you got to check the flow, there's these flow meters, and you have to check the cartridges to make sure they're not expired and the cartridges work. Cartridges are the filtration cartridges.
Then the next step, number 4, is don inner boot covers.
All right. No, you can put it on the outside of your shoes. Now those ties actually go around. Yeah, to make them tighter and wrinkled. Now, be careful because you have to take them off. These don't have the hoods because these are made to go with PAPRs. But ideally yours probably here, since you probably would only have the N95 and the face shield, you would want the ones with the hoods. Next.
Next step is number 7, don the outer boot covers or water impermeable boots.
And you definitely want these impermeable so that when you step through like liquids like vomit and blood and stuff that you're not soaking through your body.
Can we use those types of boots? As an outer? No.
Yeah. You should be fine. Pampers are also quite nice to have. You'll find that we do the N95 mask here, because that's probably what you'll probably have. Yeah. Now the monitor's not dressing up, but in real life he would. And he would be sort of like, and it's also nice to have somebody who can run into the room who's already sort of ready to go. So like ready 5. What's the next?
So number 12, don the third gloves. Do not take.
All right, one more pair of gloves. So the first time's always pretty awkward. And you get good at it.
They don't have the hood.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. In real life, this wouldn't do. We're doing this to train certain skills. These Tyvek suits are made for pappers that we don't have on the ship yet. So we sort of made something to sort of simulate, to show that you need to have face protection and respiratory protection. In this setting, if you don't have pappers, this should be a hooded Tyvek. Turn around back, make sure everything's good, make sure everything's covered up. Yeah. Perfect. All right, so they're ready. So they don't have to do stage, they're ready to go, they're in the cold zone. So all of them can now migrate through the first door, it'd be like an antechamber, right? With some trash cans and stuff, into the hot zone. So we're all go into the hot zone. There you go. Take care of Ebola. You're in the hot zone?
Yes.
How you feel in that outfit? It's pretty hot, right? Yeah, that's why they call it the hot zone. So you can imagine working this out in like a field. So what y'all would probably do if Ebola hit here or some type of similar disease is you probably would set up a field hospital away from the hospital. Because what happens is if you get a patient like this, nobody wants to come to the hospital, or you shut down all of their services. And in Africa, there's a huge problem, because not only were they losing healthcare workers to a disease, well, it shuts down the hospital. And they still had more patients in the hospital that were there not for Ebola, like your heart attacks, and your diabetes, and your malaria, and your other infections, right? So if these guys are in the hospital, then it's like, that may really disrupt activity. So more or less, I bet your country, if you ever had this, would set up a field hospital, and you would be working in this gear, not with these air conditioning units. You'd be out in the sun, under a tree. I've seen the pictures. All right, so you do what you need to do inside. There'll be 2 receptacle trash cans in the warm zone, and then there'll be 1 in the outside, right? The reason why there's 2 is you have to double bag your trash. So all your bio stuff, and when you start taking stuff off, will be in this 1 trash can, and then it has to be picked up, put in the 2nd trash can after you decontaminate it. Same thing, warm zone. You'll have 1 trash can that will be double bagged in the next trash can. So you see how you have sort of double trash cans. We're just going to simulate that today. We couldn't bring all those. We couldn't bring 8 trash cans. We didn't have room in the van. Did find some imaginary spray bottles. This would have whatever disinfectant you need for that contagion. Chlorine bleach works for a lot of them, so a lot of times this has chlorine bleach, but you may have other things as well. All right, so, yay. These are usually hanging on the outside of your trash cans. All right, so we're ready to come out of the hot zone. Now you can see this gets a lot quicker. You'll be able to get your gear on really fast, get into the hot zone. Now this is where all the problems occur, is coming out, because you have contaminated stuff all over your body, and you got to be real careful how you take it off so you don't contaminate yourself. When we practiced this I was on one of the Ebola strike teams in like the States, they would put all this, they would put something that glows in the dark, like on the patient, like a powder, and when you mess around with it, when you got out, they would inspect you with black lights to see if you contaminated yourself and killed yourself. All right, cool. You ready to do this? All right, this is where buddy system, so pair up. It'd be 4-4, so all right, let's do this.
So hot zone, number 1, decontaminate hands.
All right, let me show you how this is gonna work.
This is there. The other fan?
So number 2, prepare the waste receptacle, chemical mat, and spray bottle.
Yeah, we'll just pretend like these are there.
Alright. Okay, number 3, engage trained observer or buddy.
Engage your buddy. Yeah. Engage.
Inspect the PPE for breaches and cross-contamination.
Using the gloves, it's okay for the gloves to come off with it, or face first. And then you would just sort of gently, you don't want to be throwing it around, off, and then gently drop it in the trash. Yeah. Right?
Bent over and slowly pulling it away from the place and letting it drop to the floor or into the trash receptacle. So it looks something like this. All right, let's try that. No, you want to be outside. You're good. All right, try again. Yeah, you don't want to touch the shells. Here, let me show you one second.
Let it drop. Little touch is possible.
Yay. Yeah. You can save these for souvenirs.
Next step, number 5, decontaminate hands. Number 6, slowly remove the N95 mask away from the face, letting it drop to the ground or into the trash.
All right, same thing, same concept, right? You don't want to be, you got gloves on, you don't want to be touching your face and stuff. So you're going to be pulling it away, letting it drop down. pinch it here on the sides, pull it off your face. Really slow like. Yeah, nothing is really fast when you're doing this. Like ripping off your earrings. This is why you take off all jewelry. Personal clothing.
Okay. So number 7, walk to the exit of the cold zone and decontaminate the door handle and open the door.
This for later. Those N95 masks are still good, so if you want to keep them for TB patients, y'all can just sort of hold on to them.
Decontaminate the door handle.
Get back in the warm zone. You're contaminating the rest of the
You're
world.
still in the warm zone. This is locked. So you have to decontaminate the door handle and then open the door.
All right.
Number 8, remove the tape from around the gloves.
Don't touch the inside. Stay on the outside. Robert.
All right. Yeah. So this is crowded. Of course, you want to make sure that cautious of your buddy. You don't want to contaminate them. All right.
So now you're in the cold zone. Number 1 step is close the door and decontaminate the door handle.
All right.
Number 2, decontaminate the glove. Number 3, remove the glove tape.
You would normally have tape to your scrub.